This video provides a short interview with the owner and operator of a 4-store chain of quick-service pizza restaurants and their experience with the Unified Office voice communications solution. Today we're speaking with John Roy, part owner of Pizza 911 and Checkmate Pizza. Hi John, could you provide our listeners with a brief introduction of how Unified Office has impacted your business?
So my name is John Roy. I am a partner in a restaurant group. We are carry-out delivery pizza business, and we recently put the Unified Office in all 4 of our locations. We went from traditional phone lines to this full-scale phone system, and very quickly, right away, I realized how many phone calls we probably were missing in the past. One store in particular, which is a high-volume restaurant, it's the busiest out of the group, went from 4 phone lines. So whenever a 5th call was trying to come in or more, they always got a busy signal. So what happened immediately was, if I recall correctly, it was one of the first Friday nights, we immediately had 14 phone calls stacked up all at once, which made us realize operationally we weren't even really ready to handle that kind of volumes. We had to double our POS numbers, went from 3 to 6. And quite frankly, now we're in a position where we have to add more POS. We still can't keep up with the volume of calls that are coming in. It's pretty incredible.
Thanks, John. Unified Office is a full-featured managed voice communication service that has lots of bells and whistles. You're highlighting its ability to handle high call volume, especially during the busy hours of evenings and weekends.
I think that is the biggest value to the system in itself, just because of the sheer revenue that we were losing. The one store alone, we're up 35% over last year, and the only real difference is the phone system in our operation, which we had to tailor things around and tighten some things up, which I think made us smarter in terms of how we do business and how we handle it operationally. Went from 3 phone representatives on a Friday night at peak hours, and now we're up to, we have 6 on. We're formulating a plan right now where we're adding 3 more POS systems to one of our back offices to be able to just bang out calls very quickly.
That's great. There's nothing like seeing an immediate impact on sales after making a big decision like replacing your phone system. Can you tell us about the environment where your stores operate?
We're kind of mixed. Our highest volume is in the largest city in New Hampshire. It's Manchester. So during the day, the population swells to about 1 million people because so many people work in the city. And then there's about 135,000 residents that are here permanently. One of the smaller stores is in a small town of, it's like 3,500 people, but it abuts Manchester. So we get a lot of overflow from Manchester into that store, which that store is up about 70% over last year. It was pretty flat for the first couple of years and then done that in the last year.
Those are some really terrific numbers, John. Revenue growth, as you know, is certainly an important way to measure return on investment. Can you tell us a little bit about your purchase decision and how you came to select Unified Office to replace your telephone systems?
I started quoting the traditional phone systems and found the price just to be a little bit outrageous versus the internet-based services. Once we started researching it and we actually went and we visited a location that had the system in place, and we realized that this could be very big for us. So we made the decision to invest the money. We put it in the busier Checkmate and in Manchester at first, and then a month later put it in the other 2. We weren't going to at first, and then realized that we had to because the amount of revenue being lost was outrageous because we were just losing so many calls.
I'm guessing that before Unified Office, you had no way of knowing how much business you were losing from missed calls. Is this a struggle for every owner of a small to medium carry-out pizza store, that they just don't know what they don't know about missed calls?
I believe that is the case. The old school, smaller pizza guy is going to have a hard time making the decision to invest in the system, but once you understand how it works and what you can do with it, and just the simple fact of never having a busy signal, when you see it in action, it's unreal. You wouldn't think that 10 calls would come in at once, or 14, or and 14's our record. I'm hoping to see it go up higher than that. Whereas, if you're only have 2 lines, which a lot of the smaller guys have, what ends up happening is there's busy signals all the time, and people are just going to call someone else because they're not going to keep calling and not being able to get through.
Now that you've made the change to Unified Office and seen the before and after performance of your business, what's your advice for other pizza restaurant owners who might be ready to consider Unified Office for their stores?
I would recommend it to every single business that's similar to ours. I wouldn't even say just pizza, just anyone that has a business that relies on their phone system, because the phone system for the pizza places, everything goes through that. So incredibly important.
Beyond call handling capacity, let's talk about some other aspects of the Unified Office service that has helped your business.
So the other big thing for us has been the fact that all the phone calls are recorded and archived. So we use it as a training tool. Unfortunately, in this business, there's very high turnover, and training just becomes so mundane and monotonous because you're going over the same issues with new people all the time. But when you sit someone down and they actually listen to themselves on the phone, it's so easy for them to pick up on what they're doing wrong when they're hearing themselves doing it. The other interesting thing about that is part of our business has always been upselling and companion items to go with products. And we have a whole list of what the phone representative is supposed to be asking depending on what somebody orders. It's always been a challenge to get them to do that consistently. But now they know that we're listening. I don't listen to every phone call. I just pick blocks from a day, and I'll listen to 3 from a certain period of time, and they're quick to go through. So I probably listen to 10 phone calls a day for every day of the week, and it doesn't really take up that much of my time. But I'm finding that me doing that, they know, and they actually are offering those companion items. And our average ticket actually went up over $1 from where it was last year. And when we were doing about 2,300 orders a week out of one location, it adds up to real money.
The service comes with a variety of metrics to track performance, and they're displayed on a video wallboard. Are you using this capability?
We do. So we use a smaller one where we have our phone banks on the wall. Then we have a bigger one that faces where the expediter is and faces the kitchen. So that metrics is there, and I use these barometers. So you're green, yellow, and red. At first we were in red just because we couldn't take the calls fast enough. But as time went on and we got better, we got down into the green, and then I had to slowly turn up the levels because we were set at a beginner level. So we're currently at expert level, and we're still in the green, meaning that our time to answer a phone call is less than 30 seconds, and we're not staying on the phone for more than 2 minutes. That's going to be one of the requirements for the phone staff to get a bonus, is that they're keeping the barometer in the green.
Those red, yellow, green dashboard gauges can be a really effective way to continuously improve the performance of your restaurant staff.
Yeah, and I would say that's exactly right. It's right in front of you, and it's motivation to get better, and it shows the staff that we're failing right now if it is in the red. Sometimes it could be because of a lack of staff that's on, which we've had to change the way we schedule because of this phone system because we need more help. Sometimes, quite frankly, it's just that someone is just not feeling it that day and not doing their job the way they should be.
Many customers comment on the dependability and the reliability of the service. Has that been your experience?
Yeah, it actually has been very good for us because of the fact that they have that air card, which is the backup, because the phones are internet-based. So if the internet goes out, you're kind of in trouble, but nope, you're not, because they put that backup system that everything flows through instead of going through the traditional line that you have coming in, which was a major issue for us because we actually had outages probably 10 times. It was a real problem for us because that leaves us dead in the water not having phones.
Thanks, John, for sharing your experience with other quick service restaurant owners. How would you summarize what Unified Office has meant to your business?
We started this place 5 years ago doing hardly any business whatsoever, realizing that we need to make investments and things. But quite frankly, you get your money back immediately and then some. And it also makes your life so much easier because you have peace of mind that your phones are never going to go down. You can keep control over your staff. You can increase ticket values. You can increase the number of orders that you're taking, grow your business, and just make the investment. And I would recommend it to anyone.
If you'd like to see a demonstration of Unified Office, give us a call or visit unifiedoffice.com.